Was wrong, and my results are that sugar-free gum it does not last longer than regular lasts longer. That Latin music was the best out of these 3 kinds, and that my hypothesis was wrong, but sometimes the results may vary.
So were you surprised by the results that Latin music was the best music to work out to?
Yeah, because some of the Latin music doesn't have fast beats, and hip-hop, most of it has fast beats.
My question was, which striker will start the materials I used faster? And it was moss. And my purpose of the question was, the purpose of the science experiment is, write fire starters and the materials that is the quickest to catch a fire and burn.
That's for when we drop them off from 1 foot, 2 foot, and 3 foot.
Yes.
And the metal bat made it go higher up than the wood bat. And that's the chart right there. The metal bat made it go up 1.875 inches for the 1 foot drop. For the second foot drop, it went 3.825 inches.
I think I grew 2 different types of things on my picture lights. I grew bacteria and some fungus as well.
Okay.
That's about it.
Great. So the lesson learned is if you drop anything, don't eat it.
Don't eat it. 0 second rule.
My first trial, none got eaten. I think it was because that it took a while for them to find it. Then my second trial, the sunflower seeds and the wild bird food got eaten, but not the Niger. Then on my third trial, all of them got eaten, but not very much of that one.
Because we didn't even think we were going to have enough quarters. And my mom's like, go out in the car and try to find some. So we dug out all these purses.
So were you surprised that it took that much?
Yeah, because it took us such a long time because you don't want to miss it when it sinks, and so you have to add one at a time. You can't just put a handful in there at a time. And so I thought it was just going to take 50, but it took 156.
So I was seeing which plastic wrap had the least amount of evaporation in it, and my hypothesis was that this would have the most amount of evaporation. So their starting weights without water and everything was 113 grams, but with everything on it was 184 grams. But this was my control, so I had nothing on, and it was weighed 179 grams. So I weighed each week for 2 weeks, and over the course of 8 days, this lost all of its moisture.
My hypothesis was the dreamsicle candle, and as you can see, it went down the most, so my hypothesis was incorrect. Out of my results, this one was the one that won. It's the Tahitian sunset, and it's the one that lasted the longest. I did my project for 15 hours. The reason why I did this project is because I wanted people to know if they wanted a longer lasting sun, the house which scent to buy. And if I can continue this project, what I want to know is to see if the scent or the color matters the difference of the candle.
My question was which cleaning product, bleach, antibacterial soap, or vinegar prevents mold growth the best? And so, antibacterial soap grew mold very first thing. Bleach grew mold right after that. And vinegar did not grow any mold, so that my hypothesis was correct.
My project is about bubbles, which bubbles will last longer in the hot weather or cold weather. And I said that my question was, will the bubbles last longer in the heat? Turns out it was wrong. It lasted longer in the cold. hot was less. The bubbles popped faster.
And the canola oil has a lower density than water, and then so it doesn't mix. So if you put the Alka-Seltzer in there, there's gas. There's like carbon dioxide gas in there that makes it all bubble up. So the hypothesis was, I believe, adding more Alka-Seltzer tablets because a real bigger reaction to my liver,
Okay.
which it did. So yeah, my hypothesis was right.
My hypothesis was that Coke will turn meat gross than Red Bull because Coke has more caffeine than Red Bull, and Red Bull is actually healthier than soda.
Okay. Were you surprised by the results at all? The fact that there's been so little rot in Red Bull as opposed to the Coke?
Yeah.
I was doing one on the cooler soda, and the question was, which soda would go down faster, depending on its pH level, which is their acid level also. I was decided that Sprite would be it, because its pH level is 3.29.
I took 6 tennis balls and I froze to at 0 degrees, and then I heated some in the oven at 170 degrees and kept 2 normal, and I dropped them from 6 feet, and I did that 20 times and averaged all of them, and the average out heated was 43.9, and frozen was 24.2, and normal was 40.65 inches.
Which surface for my RC car go the fastest on?
Okay.
And I did grass, cement, asphalt, gravel, and the gym floor. It went the fastest on the asphalt and the slowest on the gym floor because the gym floor, the tires didn't get a good grip and it would just spin around.
My project is which window cleansing was the best. Windex with newspaper or paper towels,
Okay.
and vinegar with newspaper and paper towels. And so I tried them on windows. I put a muddy hand trick on them and let it dry a little bit and wiped it off. And my hypothesis is Windex and paper towels get just the latest. And it turns out that vinegar with newspaper cleansing was the best.
So yours is a fun one. You get to blow stuff up. Were you surprised by your results?
Yeah, because I did a test run because my dad said it wouldn't work, but my mom said it did. So I did a test and it worked. And I was surprised because it was only halfway full of soda, and these ones were all the way full, and it did work.
I was trying to find out which glue held the most weight on wood, and I thought Crazy Glue would because it's supposed to be the #1 glue. But it turned out that Elmer's glue held 48 pounds, and I was really surprised at that.
Okay.
Yeah, this it did the worst. This stuff did the second worst. This stuff, it did okay. This stuff did okay, and these 2 did really good. So I was really surprised.
But I'm packing peanuts on the 11 feet and 10 inches. It didn't break. It didn't break. But on the 17 feet, it did break.
Were you surprised by those results?
Yeah.
The best part of this was getting to break stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of close. Cut 2 grew the longest. This one grew more thick. Now it's kind of getting to the part where it's kind of slanting from how long it is. Yeah, my results were regular grew the fastest, but did not grow as thick as the cup one.
My hypothesis was correct. My data that I gathered showed that the 22-ounce bat made the baseball fly farther distance.
So even though it's heavier, you're getting more distance out of it. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah.
My materials were my mom, the oven, the kitchen, 2 bread pans, pot, recipe book, and then the kind of bread I did was 4 to 6 cups of flour. So I did 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 packages of active yeast, which is actually 4.5 cups of active yeast, 2 cups of water, 1/4 cup of oil, and 1 tablespoon of melted margarine.
You're the first one to list their mom as a material.
I wanted to know if
if you put different things in water, it can make flowers last the longest. So I put plant food, regular water, and sugar. Plant food actually won. Sugar makes your flowers clog at the bottom, and so the water only goes to right here. And you're supposed to put your flowers to a slant, and so they get enough water.
The one that I was surprised by is that glue was less viscous than honey. I thought glue would be a little bit harder than honey and move slower, but I was wrong.
But the appearance changed a lot, as you can see with the vinegar and the paint thinner.
So what you discovered was that Coca-Cola is a great way to clean coins, to make them look shiny.
So I guess if you're like a coin collector, you could use Coca-Cola to clean your pennies.
Were you surprised by that result?
Yeah, because I really did think that it would break the penny down, like the vinegar did.
What I did is stubborn stains, because I get stains on my shirt all the time, and I want to see which pre-treatment stain remover would remove stains the best. So what I did is I used ketchup, red wine, motor oil, and mustard, and I smeared them into the cloth to see which one would come out the most. And it turns out OxyClean got out 2 of the 4 stains the best. Resolve got 1, and Zap got 1.
Tap water, filtered water, bottled water, and well water. Well water has more iron in it. It has more minerals and nutrients. So it could have been better. But I thought that the filtered water, my hypothesis was that the filtered water would make it work the best. Because it goes through the filter and it cleans the water a lot, you know.
My project is to see if people remember 15 things better if they see them or if they hear them.
Okay.
And so I would show them the box with the 15 things, and they get to look at it for 15 seconds. And then I take the box away, and they get 30 seconds to name as many as they can.
Pumpkin seeds would germinate faster if they were boiled or nicked. And so I pretty much I had all these, and I put 2 in each cup, and I had regular ones, 4 regular ones, 4 boiled ones, and 4 nicked ones. And the regular ones, they germinated the fastest.
I filled this bottle, each bottle half a cup with vinegar, and the balloon I filled up with baking soda, and I put it on, and when it was ready I tipped it over, and all the baking soda fell into the vinegar, and the chemicals and gases shot up into the balloon and blew it up. And my hypothesis was that the bigger bottle, it would, like, I thought, well, would it make any difference if I used a smaller bottle than a bigger bottle? And I thought the smaller bottle would blow it up more because more of the gas has to go in the balloon instead of in there. But that one actually ended up blowing it up more, and I figured out why. Because it contains more air to push up into the balloon.
My project was what food molded the fastest.
Okay.
What I thought would happen was that the cheddar cheese would mold the fastest, because you think of foods that mold, you think of cheese because it's common to mold. But it was the turkey that started to mold the fastest when they just like blow up in white fuzz and started turning black.
Okay.
The second one to mold was the yogurt. It was just like a little chunk of little yogurt.
My experiment was what Lake County location exhibits one paranormal activity. My purpose for this investigation was to seek information from the community, to travel to all different locations, to communicate with the other side, and to come up with a science fair experiment that no one else has done before.
So when Mrs. Warner and I put this together when we came down here, we really had some ideas about what it was going to look like, but we didn't dream the types of projects that kids would come up with. And every year is a new year. And I know many of you guys have been here multiple times and have seen lots of different projects. And it is just amazing what a 6th grader and their parents can do.
I got to brag with some teachers after school about all the great projects that I got to come in and look at today. Very impressive. Lots of hard work from parents and you get some really creative ideas. And you guys put a lot of hard work into this. Congratulations to all of you. So this year we would like to honor the following people. The judges felt had all the elements that we were asking for in their science fair projects. Stubborn Stains, Tucker Clarke. Mold, Keegan. Worm Bounty Hunter, Bird Baby Bird. Disappearing Pennies, Mason Harmon. Plethora, which the student informed me said means a lot, or cool stuff, of Plastic Valley Evans. Rainbow Chicks, already did. And Search for the Other Side with you and Neil. That's a lot of hard work in the projects.